Hey everyone, it's Lily from WedTV here to dish about episode 9 of this season's The Bachelorette. ABC, you suck. You made this episode hype so exciting and I was waiting to see who couldn't perform, but that's clearly not what happened. Ed and Jillian were out in the sun all day and you provided the red wine. Maybe that's why they fell asleep. Last week, Jillian didn't invite any of the guys back to the fantasy suite, but this time it was a whole new ball game. All 3 men got to spend the night with her to get to know her a little better. With a room filled with rose petals, candles, and body lotion, thank God ABC doesn't use sexual innuendos. Jillian, if you were worried about last season's hot tub scene with Jason, what is your dad going to think about this season's bathtub scene with Reed? Thank goodness there were bubbles in there to cover you up. Once again, Reed rambles on and has a hard time answering questions. Maybe that's because he's distracted by those creepy voodoo totem pole things at dinner. Kipton's one-on-one date had another one of those leap of faith moments. Although it was really cute to see Jillian being coached up the totem pole, I sure as hell would not have jumped. Plus, I'm pretty set that Kipton is the next Bachelor, so I'm having a hard time picturing Jillian and Kipton together. If you haven't fallen in love with Kipper already, you definitely will next episode.
Line of the week!
Ed gets 2 lines this week. The first one for when he meets Jillian for his date and says she was looking all tanned and hot. The second, and most memorable, is when they're in their fantasy suite date and he says, "It felt amazing to have her rub all over me. It was awesome." Followed by him falling asleep. Ed does have the sweetest surprise though, and flies his family out to Hawaii to meet Jillian. Well, actually, ABC flies his family out to Hawaii. Maybe that's why Chris Harrison has been missing these past few episodes. They had to do some major budget cuts. But what really stole the show was Ed's short shorts. He showed off them long, lean legs like 80s style b-ballers. I can't believe we're already down to the final 2. We've got Ed and Kipper ready to propose to Canada's little sweetheart, Jillian. But once again, the previews for next week are making it seem a little juicier than it probably is. Jillian's sobbing, someone makes a shocking confession, and hopefully she ends up with a ring on her finger. Log on to TheRingBearer.ca. We're chatting on the forums and we want to know, what do you think about Ed's mankini?